All right, one of the most popular AI tools on the planet is about to change in a really fundamental way. And you know what? It's going to affect millions of us. So today, we're going to dive right into the world of ads and AI. So let me just start by asking you this. Would you pay for AI with your attention? Instead of your money. It's a trade-off we're all super familiar with, right? I mean, we do it every day with social media, with search engines, and now it looks like it's officially coming to our AI chats. Yep, you heard that right. It is official. OpenAI has announced that ads are coming to ChatGPT. And honestly, this is a massive shift, not just for the platform, but for the entire AI space. It's a huge deal. So what's the actual plan here? Well, that's what we're here for. We're going to break down exactly what OpenAI is up to, how they say they're going to do it responsibly, and most importantly, what it all means for you. Okay, so to get ahead of what they know is coming, a lot of questions, a lot of concerns, OpenAI has laid out 5 core promises. Think of these as their public commitment, their pledge to keep the platform trustworthy even as they start rolling out ads. So here they are, the 5 principles. First up is mission alignment. Basically, ads have to support their big goal of making AI accessible to everyone. Then you've got the 2 big ones we're really going to focus on, answer independence and conversation privacy. After that, there's choice and control for users, and finally, they're promising a focus on long-term value, not just quick profits. All right, that first promise, answer independence, is absolutely crucial. OpenAI is saying, point blank, that ads will not influence the answers ChatGPT gives you. The AI's job is still to give you the most helpful response, period. Now, let's be real. This is the core challenge for any ad-supported information tool, right? Keeping a clean, clear line between the actual content and the sponsor. How well they pull this off in the real world, well, that's what everything hinges on. And then there's the second pillar, conversation privacy. This one's huge. OpenAI is promising they will not share what you talk about with advertisers. Your data, they say, stays between you and them. It is not for sale. And look, in this day and age where our data is basically currency, that is a very high-stakes pledge. You can bet people will be watching this one like a hawk. Okay, so now that we know their promises, let's really put them to the test. Let's dig into the big questions that I'm sure are already popping into your head. We're going to look at the biggest worries people have and see how OpenAI's official answers stack up. First up, the big one, the most fundamental question of all. Will my answers be for sale? Is the AI's integrity basically out the window? Are we going to start getting answers that are, subtly trying to sell us something? So the worry is that answers will get biased by advertisers. But OpenAI points back to that principle of answer independence. They say ads will always be separate and, crucially, clearly labeled. No sneaky stuff. The whole idea is that you will always know the difference between the AI's real answer and something that's a paid ad. Okay, next up, another really critical question. Is my conversation data safe? I mean, think about it. We pour so much personal stuff, professional stuff into these chats. Is all of that now just going to be fed to advertisers to target us all over the internet? Yeah, the big fear is that advertisers will literally be reading our chats. But again, this is where that conversation privacy principle is supposed to come in. OpenAI is absolutely adamant about this. They say your chat data is never, ever sold, and advertisers do not get to see it. Full stop. And finally, what about us? Do we have any control over this, or are we just stuck with this new ad-filled reality whether we like it or not? Do we get a say? Well, the answer is yes. You actually do have some control. So, first, you can turn off personalization. That means the ads you see won't be based on your activity inside ChatGPT. Second, you can clear out the data that's used for targeting anytime you want. Just wipe it clean. And third, there's always the ultimate escape hatch. You can upgrade. The paid plans, Pro, Business, Enterprise, all of those will stay completely ad-free. So what's this actually going to look like in practice? Well, to start, they're keeping it pretty simple. You'll see sponsored links pop up at the bottom of a relevant answer. They'll be separate from the main text and, this is key, very clearly labeled so you know it's an ad. Okay, for this last part, let's zoom out a bit. Why is OpenAI even doing this in the first place? Well, from their perspective, they believe it's a totally necessary step to secure the future of AI for everyone. And it really all comes back to their core mission. Their whole stated goal is to make sure that artificial general intelligence, or AGI, benefits all of humanity, not just the people who can afford to pay for a premium subscription. So if you look at their business model, advertising is essentially becoming a third pillar for how they make money. It's going to sit right alongside subscriptions and their big enterprise deals. This just creates a more stable, diverse way to bring in revenue, so they're not just relying on high-paying customers to fund the entire operation. And really, here's the bottom line. The money they make from ads is going to directly support the free and low-cost versions of ChatGPT. The logic is pretty simple. Ads pay the bills so they can keep the service available for the millions of users who can't or just won't pay for it. It's all about expanding access. So at the end of the day, we're left with this big question. OpenAI is making a huge bet here. They're betting that this carefully managed, principled approach to ads can be the thing that truly democratizes AI. It's that classic internet trade-off, right? Our attention for a free service. But now it's being applied to one of the most powerful tools we've ever created. So is this the model? Is this what's going to keep powerful AI in everyone's hands? Honestly, that's a question we're all going to have to answer together as this rolls out. Thanks for joining me for this breakdown.